She also suggested a market of LGBTQA owned businesses, or a small art show, or a little street fair, or a mini pride festival. So I thought those were all fabulous ideas.
Yeah.
And she can probably help direct us in that.
Did she say what day of the week she thought would be best?
No.
Just coming up on us so fast. So I know Columbus Pride is the 16th, and then Cincinnati Pride is the weekend of the 23rd. So should we do you think doing like a Thursday night would be most beneficial to people? So we're not competing with weekend events, and like that way I feel like it'd be like kind of family friendly. Or
if we're doing a market though, we'd want to do that on a weekend. But that doesn't mean we need to do a market.
that would just push us up to like June, the weekend of June. Or I mean we could do
What
the
about
30th,
the 3rd?
but then we are
What about June 3rd or the 10th?
we could try the 3rd.
Or we could do a Sunday instead of a Saturday.
Oh yeah, or the 10th. I did forget there are like 5 weekends in June.
If there's an extra paycheck in June.
4. I just have 4 weeks in June.
Well, June
3,
30th.
10.
Yeah. There's 5 Fridays.
So I just went Saturdays.
Yeah,
I
we
just
could.
think the sooner we like pick a date, probably would.
When's Columbus?
Columbus is the weekend of the 16th. Cincinnati is the weekend of the 23rd.
I think we would be fine to do the 16th and not worry about competing
Do
because
it
we
on a
have such a
Friday?
big pride event here.
Would you want to do it on a Friday?
Well, then that's Juneteenth weekend too, just right because the 19th.
Right, I'm out
Yeah.
of town. Oh, brother.
So maybe the 10th.
Looks good to me.
Do I leave? I mean, obviously I don't want to be here. But I can be of no help if I'm not here. Yeah, I'm going on the 10th, so that's awesome.
Okay.
Well, and I'm gone until the 25th. So that's totally unhelpful.
So could we do 3rd? I mean, could we do the proclamation and flag raising this year and then try to plan for
Oh, something bigger next
something bigger next year if we really, and also what are we looking at for Juneteenth since it is?
Okay, so we can jump to Juneteenth and come back to Pride.
Yeah.
So Juneteenth, a resident by the name of Virginia Patterson, she, on her own, did Juneteenth last year.
Okay.
And I was out of town, but apparently it was really lovely. She had some really good programming. Were you here for it?
Yes, it was very nice.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this last time,
Yes.
so.
I reached out to her, I saw her, I reached out to her and I said, is there a way we can support? And she's like, I'm not sure right now. She's just looking for money, which makes sense. We don't have any. So I said, well, just keep us in the loop and let us know how we can support. I don't want to step on her toes if she's got it.
Sure,
I want to be a support to her, not, take her thing.
sure, absolutely.
But
what
that
kind of stuff
would
does
be-
that entail, do you know? Or Alexis, if you were there?
She did a flag raising, there were choirs who performed, and they read the proclamation at that event out loud in full.
Okay, sweet.
Are there dancers or art?
I think just the choirs is all I remember.
She did do, there was a paint and sip at the rec center that was a Juneteenth themed artwork. I know that.
That's all I remember for the actual flag raising day.
I could, sorry, see now I'm being scattered. I just thought about maybe doing a
That was
paint,
probably my fault, sorry.
a paint and sip, at the rec. I can ask Gabby if that's something you would be open to.
And that's how we could support maybe.
Mm-hmm.
When is this happening?
So Pride is the month of June, so that's what we're trying to decide.
Oh, a pride page.
Yes.
Oh, Pride Page.
I'm sorry, I
That was
went
the
back to
part
Pride.
about being
Sorry.
scattered, got it.
Sorry, I went back to Pride.
Okay, no, I'm talking about Juneteenth.
Oh, Juneteenth?
Yeah.
I don't know anything
Okay.
except what
Okay, so
programming is
for
going
the,
like.
for Pride, if we need to take a small bite this year, we could do proclamation, flag raising, and the paint sip.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun.
That's fine.
So then we can, like, I'll be here. Sure.
What is a painting say?
Yeah.
So you sip a drink, and then you have a canvas, and then there's an artist who they set your paint colors up, like everything you'll need, and they choose a photo, and then everybody, like the artist gives everyone directions, and then you paint the photo like from what's in your brain, like use your imagination, and everybody's picture looks different, but it's all the same picture, like it's off of the same picture, and it's really, really cool because you get to kind of see how people's minds work in a way, and it's just a really great way to spend time with people and like be a little bit artistic. I'm not that creative, so those are like fun for me, but to me the most fun part is to see what everyone's version of the picture looks like in the end, because everyone's going to be doing it a little bit different. Your version of a tree is different than my version of a tree or whatever, you know. It's pretty cool. The sipping part is usually what is the interesting part to people, but I think you can sip whatever you want.
Yeah. Usually it's wine.
Yeah.
But there's flexibility.
I just imagine a Pride one would be very colorful.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Tell me again, who's the Northwood Cider contact? What's her name?
Sam Bolin.
Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Bowling like the sport.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry. Derek's locked out.
Derek.
I can take note.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
He said he's at the front door.
Side? Side?
He said front.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, it seems like the 9th or 10th would be the best options with the awareness that I'm not gonna be here, or maybe I figure out how to be here.
I mean, I think the paint and stuff we could do
Any
time.
Mm-hmm.
I think would be fine. I feel like those usually sell out at the rec pretty quickly, the
Mhm.
few times he's done them. Cause I was gonna set up for one time, and did not have the opportunity, so.
Yeah, they are popular.
And if we're gonna do like the flag raising and proclamation, then like the beginning of the month would be good.
Yeah. The flag,
And maybe
for
we
sure.
can do it on the 3rd, or excuse me, on the 1st, which is the Thursday the 1st.
Yeah.
So hello.
We also locked out Shireen, so don't feel like you're being
You're not being signaled
not
out.
signaled
Why did he even come?
Oh, Derek's here.
We're talking about Pride. So quick recap. Small idea is to do the proclamation, which we've done the last few years. See about doing a flag raising and doing a paint and sip at the rec.
What?
Like a Pride. What is themed paint and
You
sip?
don't know what it is either?
Really? It's not only me?
It's where you sit with you sign up for a class and you have your own canvas and a cocktail and there's a paint instructor and everyone paints a similar picture and it's social and fun and you're a real artist, so you're like, why would I do that? No?
Why do you say?
I feel like an artist. You're a musician, same thing. I assume you can paint. He's like, no, that's not how it works. And then, so that's the small, and maybe that's what we're gonna do this year. A bigger idea would be to do like an art show or a mini market. What was the other thing? Street fair, small art show. Oh, and LGBTQA businesses. My first thought would be to do like the Hispanic Heritage Festival, like that block, block
Yeah,
it off and
Yeah.
have,
we
Good mini.
suggested that last time.
Yeah.
like the end of Mills.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe that's something we could look at doing on the 3rd. But that's pretty fast.
I know, I think it'd be
So
too
this
fast if
is,
we have to do it in that way.
Because
Yeah,
it's
okay.
May,
So this will take place when?
which
Blocking off the street and,
we don't know if we're gonna do that this year. That was just an idea.
okay. Well, but the sips and painting and,
Also just an idea. I gotta reach out to the rec center and see if that's
Yeah.
something we can do.
That we feel like can happen kind of anytime during the month, just
Okay.
so long as the theme is
gotcha,
Pride.
Cause he
gotcha.
just did those in like the extra rooms in the rec, like we wouldn't have, that wouldn't have to be a weekend, right?
Yeah, we could do that on Tuesday or something,
Yeah.
I think that would be fine.
So I can reach out to Gabby. Do you wanna
Yeah.
reach out to Noah about the flag?
Yeah,
Flag, is it flag and proclamation, or do we just read, is there something that?
We have the proclamation from last year. I can get
Okay.
it from the law department
Okay,
and email it to everybody.
so flag raising, not a big, I feel like if we do flag raising and proclamation on the 1st, we could make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the paints at
Just
at some
do
other
whenever.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to get something on the calendar, make it about how we feel as a city and as an advisory committee,
Mhm.
and then let the professionals take it on. The 24th is gonna be ruckus.
Yeah.
And it is an event that happens, there's a whole board that
Yeah.
handles, and then next year, like we've said with a lot of things, we're like, okay, we'll work on making it.
I know Eric usually like not introduces, but presents the proclamation. Would he wanna do that the 23rd, so we technically have passed it before the 1st? We might wanna reach out to him just to talk about when. Cause it would either have to be May 23rd or June 6th.
Okay, good point. I would do the 23rd.
That would be
Yeah.
next time.
You, for like council,
Yeah.
Sorry, that was.
You're good. And Eric,
Thompson. He is Ward 3, Thompson. Okay, yeah, sorry.
you're fine.
Do you want me to talk to Eric?
That's fine.
Okay, I'm just working my to-do list.
And then who is the contact for the flag?
No, ours.
And that's you, Alexis? Cool.
It would be Noah and the mayor, I think. I believe, yeah.
Sweet.
May 23rd.
Okay.
Do we wanna do anything for the flag raising or just be like?
Could we
a
get
rock.
is there like choir?
I know there is this, and I just think at this point it'd be really hard to book any gay chorus.
Probably. Or June.
Okay. Drag folks, might attend.
I know a few queens.
Also, probably very busy this time of year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I could
If we
ask,
can just get somebody to throw a fan or something.
I mean, I have a fantasy. It has Cher on it.
Fantastic. I was thinking something with feathers on it, but I don't know, whatever, TBD.
Let me, you know what, I can add that to my list.
We just talked
I can
about
reach out
barely
to
putting
some
on makeup
people.
anyway, I can't
Yes.
imagine having to do all that. They may require some compensation, so just our artists as well.
Since I men's chorus.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, Susan and Alexis, and if it hits anybody else to reach out to, what is it, Queen? Do I drag folks? Or
I can
just
say
pop
drag
her?
queen.
Drag
I
queen.
think it's
Okay. I'm gonna capitalize it? I'm not sure. It's not telling me not to, so.
Feels like a title. I can try to reach out to the Cincinnati Men's Choir.
I think there's a gay band association around that I can try to see what they're up to.
So if we do it on June 1st, are we thinking evening, since it's a Friday?
Or like a 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock.
Or sorry, it's a Thursday, not a Friday.
Could we do it outside?
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
should do
We'd
the
have to be
flag,
outside.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is it not, where is it like?
the flagpole's right out front.
Okay.
I think anytime, because Montgomery Road is so busy, just to, I think would be cool to see it happening. Caught any accidents with our pumping circumstance.
Do you like, did you broadcast it some way or?
We could have the community television do it. Okay, I've got their phone number for the choir. Alright. So that's who I'll reach out to see if they can do a thing.
It looks like it's Pride Bands Alliance is the overarching title, and Queen City Freedom Band would be someone that might be available, so I'll look into that.
Okay.
Just so I called in and everything. We'll just throw some spaghetti at the wall and see who's available.
Mm-hmm. So we're thinking on that Thursday, June 1.
Yeah, Alexis, is that right?
I'm fine with that.
Okay, and that'll be
How are we
contingent
gonna
on,
get, local people, what's to get them to show up, or are we not worried?
We can put it on Facebook and stuff.
Social media.
Website,
Mm-hmm.
what we normally do.
Do you have a good turnout, did you have a good turnout last year?
Oh, there was no
We
official
didn't do
city
anything.
event. There's never been an
Oh.
official city event actually for Pride.
Yeah.
So,
I
There
was
been-
thinking about going around to the people who have pride flags out.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that'd be-
oh my god,
And
they're
also I
your
was
neighbors.
thinking maybe we could encourage people to put their pride flags out
Oh, yeah.
early, and then I'll have more people to talk to.
I might have,
it's not COVID, I promise. I feel like I have to say it, it's
Oh,
not
for
COVID.
the record, not COVID.
Not COVID.
let's chat about that after. I have some thoughts about that. Okay.
Okay.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, so it sounds like we've got, Alexis is reaching out, about the flag raising on June 1st. We could read the proclamation. We will see if we can get some drag queens and some, choir singers and perhaps a band to be there, and, TBD on availability of flag folks.
I have a bubble machine.
Bubble machine.
Who doesn't love a bubble machine?
June 1st, pending flag
Yeah, time TBD.
availability. Okay, cool. So we will table or back burner the,
The bigger thing
yeah.
for.
this word, the street fair, the market, the art show, and I think that's something we can definitely
Mhm.
work towards.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so we'll skip back to Juneteenth.
Okay, so Juneteenth.
Catch Derek up on
The community person who did Juneteenth last year is Virginia Patterson. This is it's her baby. I reached out and said, how can we support? She's like, right now, she's just seeking funding and she'll let me know if there's a way that we can support her. So that's where that stands.
Cool.
So she already has a thing that she does, and we're just kind
What
of
she
like
did-
buttressing.
Yeah, what she did last year, which was the first year, was she did a flag raising, she had singers, and I know she did a paint and sip during the month. At the rec. I thought she did some other programming, but I can't remember what it was. I thought she had a dancer, I don't know, I was out of town. So I did ask her if she could let me know, and I haven't heard back. So that's where that is, Juneteenth.
Is it, just real quick, if
Yeah.
we reach out to the Pride, the Queen City Freedom Band
Mhm.
with our Gmail address or Norwood DEI, is that okay, or should we do that personal?
I totally forgot about the Norwood DEI.
We don't have a lot of stuff in it, and I wouldn't do it unless it was related to this, obviously,
Okay.
but
Yeah, that sounds
So I
good,
think that's okay.
as long as
Because they
you're,
have like a Queen City Freedom Band at Gmail, so like kind of a group,
Gotcha.
might be a group email as well.
Okay.
So if that's okay with you all. And if it's not, too bad. Let the people speak. Okay, Marsh Park update is the next thing on the agenda.
okay, sweet. So we have, and I tried printing it out, but it was not easy to print it out. So we have so far, first thing is the application is done, it is in.
Oh, sweet.
Woo!
Awesome.
Amazing.
That's the application
The
for
application
plaque,
for the marker,
for
yes.
the marker.
And we will know in midsummer.
Great work. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
That's
really exciting.
awesome.
We did, after the council meeting, a gentleman, the vice president of the, Historical Society went to downtown library and found old Norwood newspapers. And the articles are very painful to read, and, I'm happy to share them with you. But those, sort of the final nail in the coffin about what it was, I mean, there's zero, question. There's a lot more detail. In fact, one of the Cincinnati papers talked about 25 petitions, and it made it sound like there were 25 neighbors who came. No, there were 25 separate petitions that were brought to city council, and there were over 1,700 signatures that were asking to have this Negro settlement removed.
Wow.
Really, really awful.
Are they hard copy papers or could we scan them in?
They're scanned.
They're scanned?
Yeah.
In our folder?
I've not put them in your folder yet. They're still in my Marsh Park folder, but I can add them.
Okay.
We had to create a new folder to upload to the thing, so,
Marshburg historical documents?
Yeah.
It's in there?
no, not, we
Not
had to
yet.
create yet another one.
Sorry, okay.
There's like 3, maybe 4 different folders because
Well,
we.
as long as you just share with
Yes,
Norwood,
Yeah.
DEI committee, whatever you want, that's fine, then we can, there's a lot in here though.
it's 3 articles from the Norwood Tribune. Which are, yeah, I will share
I
them
mean,
this
like, there
evening.
was really ever any doubt.
But
Yeah,
there wasn't, as far as I was concerned, but this is
I mean,
so, yeah, I don't even have words. It was really painful to read, I'm not gonna lie.
if you want or have the capacity to share those and put them in.
Yes, I will do that.
That's
this
fine, but
evening.
don't upset yourself
Oh, no,
by
no.
doing that.
Okay, so the Marsh Park survey is still live. We have 78 response so far.
Awesome.
I did pay to get a little yard sign, that should be here any moment, that I'll put in the park, so people can, people who come to the park
Great idea.
can scan. Also, thank you to you guys, not you, but these guys, or me, for hand delivering. They dropped off, and I don't know, Shireen, if you saw the flyer, 108 of these bad boys were distributed to the houses, in that wedge directly surrounding the park.
Do they have to identify, like, people who take the survey, is it totally anonymous?
It's totally anonymous.
Okay, so they don't know. I just want-
We have 20 people who live less than a block from the park, which is really important to get, and 58 who are more than a block.
are we gonna wait the answers for like people closer to the
Yes,
park?
because I think that is really relevant. And once we get all of the data, I'll share it en masse. But we did get a lot of really good comments. Almost everyone is really thoughtful and supportive.
Any super negatives?
A couple people said we should focus on the roads and not this, but those are 2 different animals, so that,
I mean, we should definitely focus on
We
the
should
roads,
definitely
let's be
focus on the
clear.
roads.
We can do
But
both.
also equality.
and also there's no grant funding for Marsh Park is not gonna be the same grant funding for our roads.
Yes,
So
there you go.
Separate animals.
We all like flat roads.
One doesn't take from the other.
One does
Yes.
not take from the other. and I can share so far, let's see. We have 83% would like to see the basketball court refurbished. 13 said no. 82%, oh, we talked about the students doing the artwork. The mosaic bench or walkway, 80% said yes, 20 said no. Community garden, 63 yes, 36 no.
Well, majority.
But some appropriate concerns, like for example, with the community garden, who's gonna do the upkeep, it's gonna look really great at first and then it's gonna go to seed. So things that we need to take into account. And then, in terms of other ideas, a bunch of people, a handful, maybe 4 people suggested a pickleball court instead of the basketball court. A lot of people would like some additional shrubs, flowers,
Like replacing the basketball court with a pickleball court?
correct.
Replacing?
Yeah.
Like adding, like something.
They said replacing. Right now, that basketball court is not getting a whole lot of use, partly because, the foundation is not good. It's also a half court, so you're not gonna go there with all of your friends and like play a basketball game. But some people say, actually, I come there all the time to play basketball. A lot of people talk about they want to keep as much green space as possible. And a bunch of people saying, thank you so much for your efforts, which was very lovely, thank
It's
you.
great, thank you.
Working water fountain and bathrooms would be nice. There were bathrooms back in the day, they've been taken out.
You know, I never heard back if the water fountain's like damaged or if it's just shut off.
Yeah, I'll email Clint. Is that a Clint question?
That could be the source for water for the garden if it goes to that.
Well, except the thought, and this would be part of a community conversation, I think probably the best location for the garden, if we do it, would be in that corner where there's the slope, because then that's not interrupting the open area. And there's a fire hydrant, so we could possibly connect to the fire hydrant and do it underground.
Okay.
So I want to let this sit for another few weeks after we get the other sign in, make sure we get everyone gets a chance to respond, and then hold a community meeting. If the weather's nice, it would be great to do it in the park, and just sort of invite people to come and share their thoughts and ideas and concerns and that kind of thing. And I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 of those, maybe one at the park and one at the community center. Or maybe both at the park, one on a Saturday day and one on an evening. So, but probably that wouldn't be until June. So let's figure that out next month. We can get that scheduled.
Do you want to schedule, to and invite and just for the community meeting? Like,
So this has already been distributed.
I know, but you maybe on the side,
Mm.
you can add it to the side. It's already ordered?
The sign's already ordered. Yeah, so we'll just reach out to people again when we have a date. And some people did give their names and contact.
Okay.
So if they want
Okay.
to be contacted, we'll be sure that they know.
We can put another sign up though, after we have a date,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I think that would be
Yeah.
just, you know, as people can walk by and as they join us for the.
Yeah. The other thing about Marsh Park is I am looking at, okay, we already talked about Art Wave. Okay, so that's sort of on pause until we know what the community really wants.
That was like the basketball court design, right?
Right, or if we wanna do like a mosaic bench or walkway or, any kind of art installation that, artworks could help, and then Art Waves could be the funding source. or partial funding source.
Okay.
One idea that I had would be to kind of try to go a little bit bigger and try to get some bigger funding to get a bigger, nicer play set. So what we have there currently is sort of a hodgepodge from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And it's sort of scattered throughout the park, but there's lots of nice green open space. But one possibility would be if we could get one bigger, nicer play set, and then we could take the smaller, more outdated ones and either put them in a different park or. So I reached out to I had a meeting with JMA, and she is going to get me in contact with a company that does play sets and has some grant funding available. So that would be a possibility that you could go for some grant funding for that.
You know, it would be cool if it were some kind of like house type design, and you could call it, reference the.
Yeah. One really cool idea someone suggested was putting an outline of where the house stood. Unfortunately, that location is partly where the shelter is and partly where the walkway is.
Well, chalk it out. That's where it was.
Yeah.
Or
It could
where you
just
can
be
paint
like
on the
a-
sidewalk or whatever.
Embed brick type of a thing, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Was, you're walking over it, but it's permanent.
It's still there, yeah.
Would we put the marker, maybe, put the marker on that spot, even if it's in front of Norwood space?
Well, we have a location currently for the marker,
Okay.
which is right at that entrance. I'm getting a quote for
The one off the street, off
the one on Marsh Ave. Well, they're both on Marsh Avenue. There's one, it's like a longer walkway, but the other is right under the big tree on Marsh Avenue. And there's the break in the fence,
Yes.
and there's a garbage can right there in the middle right now.
Yep.
So move the garbage can, do a new walkway that would go up, and then put the marker
I see
there.
bike racks in the grass.
Yeah, we're gonna move the bike rack. I believe we're gonna, yeah.
It is
thought
kind
so.
of oddly, the play equipment is oddly spread out, you're right.
Yeah, it's just sort of, we did the best that we could, and,
Sure.
but yeah, it's got the big
It's
metal.
It's like a COVID playground.
Yes.
Don't talk to anybody. We were preparing, it feels like, we knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like that idea of some sort of structure or something to kind of commemorate the space.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool idea.
Yeah.
And I'll have all of these comments printed out when I figure out how to do that. And we have everything, because I didn't really want to share everything because people are still coming up with ideas. I do know that the fence line is 250 feet, and one of the ideas that I had was to do that all in daffodils. Did we talk about this last time?
It came up.
Because that's something that Clint said would be super easy. We wouldn't need to mulch it. It would just be right in the grass, and then when it's time to mow, we could mow, and it was a no-brainer.
That's how we do it. Yes.
Yeah. And I thought that'd be a really great fundraiser, to have people, buy a bulb for Marsh Park.
That's cool.
Do need to find out, I think between 1,000 and 3,000 bulbs would give a really good,
Cover.
And they kind of multiply
Yeah.
over time,
Yeah.
so that would be really beautiful.
yeah. I just wouldn't want to have just one little.
I have so much to dig up my brain too. I have
I have some daylilies I'd like to get rid of.
They are oddly bordering my backyard in just the strangest places, but I usually just cut them and make bouquets out of them, and they look really great just for a short amount of time, but I would be happy to dig those up.
Well, thank you.
To donate to
That was-
this
I thought-
cause, or also known as get them out of my yard. Twofold success, so, I'm just gonna do a time update at 6:37, and we have four
okay, thank you.
pieces left on the, agenda, so.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep looking at the Marsh Park stuff, and grant funding. I'd like to be in a position where we could apply for a grant in 2024, because the marker wouldn't be put in until 2024, 2020. We put in a tentative date of, oh, crud, I think it's October 2025. The reason being is that's about when you would get the marker.
Jeez, that's such a long process, yeah.
I think that that's right, and the reason we chose that date, that was the first meeting that the city council
Sure.
Voted to take the property.
And so the grant
So-
applications we'd be looking at would be for the cost of installation of the marker, is that what you were saying?
No, sorry, that would be for funding for, improvements, whether that's the playground, whether, the landscaping.
And this
The
is,
art.
because this is a DEI kind of initiative, this cannot be budgeted into park city.
I mean, it could
park
be,
improvements.
except that we have such limited city funding,
Yeah.
that we're trying to get as much outside funding as possible.
Okay,
When we did the park survey, Marsh Park was pretty low on the list of parks that had needs. So we don't want to jump Marsh Park up the list.
we are far enough out though,
Yeah,
we just
Yeah.
checking those parks off the list and there could be a
we might be
money
ready by
left
then.
over, so we'll just,
Yeah.
but I see what you're saying.
The Historical Society is gonna spearhead a fundraiser to have money for the marker if we don't get the grant. And if we do get the grant, then that would be money that could go to all that other stuff. So that could also be part of the matching grant for it too. And that Susan Daniels will be doing that.
Excellent.
Okay, I think that's everything with Marsh Park.
Not to jump back again, I have secured a drag queen for.
Oh,
Whoa,
That was
wow,
fast.
that is freaking fast, girl. Do we have a name? Or-
The drag name is Aubrey Damned.
Aubrey! Aubrey's awesome!
Do you have any idea how to spell damned?
DAMNED. Not to
I saw Aubrey this weekend.
I'm seeing her this weekend.
And proclamation. Exclamation point, that's very exciting. Hi, that's super cool.
Would you like to give us the Lydia's house update?
It went very well. We gave like 3 of the recycling bins plus more because we had so many donations. Some of them just sat in my Prius, honestly, for a few weeks, and then I carried them there. And the police department were very, I think I already mentioned this last time, but they were very generous, and the police association and the female officers came and donated a check in addition to the items, so it was very
Oh,
nice.
Fantastic.
That's Norwood Police Department.
Yes.
Yeah, very, that's wonderful. If we can go on with HR update.
We have not hired anyone else. We have not hired anyone yet for, the HR position. So that's on hold for us. They're working on it feverishly up there. I know Noah is very happy to get someone in that position because right now he's doing that job.
That's fun to do.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And then calendar update.
So calendar planning. So this is, Asian American month, and I've done nothing for that. Well, I did go to the food festival this weekend.
May is, I don't even have it down.
It might not be on our, is it not on our list?
I don't, I just copied and pasted this from the first time we talked about it, but, I have, Jewish American Heritage Month, National Teachers Appreciation Day, on the 4th of May, 1903, Norwood became a city. Is that today? No, that's tomorrow.
Oh.
So that's a big deal. We should be excited about that, right?
Very excited.
Stoked.
Did we get the day off or anything?
As a Norwood resident, I would really appreciate if you could write me a note to my job. It's Norwood became a city day. Also, May the 4th is kind of a big deal otherwise, right? Isn't that like,
That's when.
don't they say
Star Wars.
Yeah.
May the 4th be with you? Also, I think the Kent State shootings occurred
Oh gosh.
on May 4th in the 70s.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
And this month.
very,
Very different vibes. from
yes,
Hungary.
yeah, good call. Oh, and, what is, Susan, you said about Asian
It's
heritage?
Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. So we need to put that on the DEI calendar.
I'm just updating like what we had in the minutes, so
Yeah.
if you're, I'm assuming you have like an actual calendar you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm putting it on the
Okay,
one in our drive.
okay, cool. Juneteenth, and then Pride and June, I'll just put this in here.
It's also Jewish American Heritage Month.
They've had some marketing, I feel like I've seen a lot more commercials about. I'm trying to think of what it said, it was like, in the word Jewish, like font, the percentage of Jewish Americans are like, it's like 4%, which is like the size of the dot of the I or something like that. I'm not getting that right, but it gives some visual like that, which is pretty cool. And then but I think that they receive like some giant percentage of like hate crimes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even though they're such a small percentage.
percentage of the population, that's awesome.
Which is, yeah.
Does anyone know of any Asian American businesses in Norwood?
Double Dragon too.
Mhm.
Oh, that's all I frequent.
Double Dragon too.
Oh yeah, that's pretty
That's a
good.
new place too, I haven't been inside.
Where is it?
Oh, Fusible.
Is that-
Yeah, that's in Surrey Square.
Yeah, they're all in the shopping center.
Oh, and then the nail salon around the corner,
Oh,
or eyebrows or whatever it is.
Perhaps all of the above.
I think so.
You might need to go check it out. Okay, nails, that's the one on, just like right down the block here, right?
Yeah,
oh, on Montgomery or at Surrey Square?
on the number.
It's,
like right. It's like in one of the buildings.
Next to, where Bluebird Cafe used to be,
Oh,
or a
okay.
couple doors down from there,
Yeah.
Anna's Kitchen. Let's talk food, I know where it is,
But
except
no, I'm
for.
talking about a place that's next to the subway.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
there's another one?
Restaurant, yeah.
Oh, over. So that would be over by. Surrey Square.
Is that also a nail salon or an eyebrow place?
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Beauty.
It's kind of, is it new?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's a
So I can-
Skyline frequenter, I
Yeah.
don't recall seeing that one. Next to Subway. Let's just be mindful of what we might take on in the month of May.
Yeah.
Since we're not
Yeah.
that far in, but did you have an idea, or you just wanna add it for the future awareness?
Probably just add it for the future. It would be awesome if we could.
Could we do a letter? You know, just thank you for, we recognize you and.
Being a business in Norwood,
And this
we
is,
see you.
But also, like, do we wanna make, I don't know how you would do this, and this might not come out right, but do we wanna, like, confirm that the businesses are
Mhm.
owned by this
I'm thinking
population?
about,
Not that would be,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like, just let's not assume
or it
that.
could be like a more general type of, we recognize, people of Asian descent and that
Do we
type
have a
of
business
thing.
council right here? Could we maybe touch base with them and maybe they know?
do you mean the Chamber of Commerce?
Perhaps, yeah.
We do have a Chamber of Commerce. I don't know what they do in terms of this. What I did for Black History Month is I did get a list of businesses and I did confirm that they were Black owned.
Mhm.
And then I did like a little social media post one per business, throughout the
About the
month
business.
of February.
Mhm.
So I would think we could do something like that as well. My social media page is not that big. I'd love to give them wider recognition.
Maybe
We
we
might be able to
could,
get it on Norwood Strong
yeah,
or,
maybe next year we could do the research, figure it out, and
Yeah.
then, I don't know what proclamation we're referring to specifically, but could we do that for kind of, just, and then invite them to proclamation.
council and,
I think doing less is probably best, like for, planning for a longer term.
Yeah, for
Because
sure,
I-
for sure.
Yeah, otherwise we're gonna be putting out fires all the way up until our long-term thing, and then,
Yeah. Well, it's on the calendar, so we know about it. We'll shoot for the stars, shoot for the future.
and maybe one of the things we could do is even write the businesses on this calendar. And I can do the same for the, African American,
Maybe we should
History
just start a
minority
diversity,
business.
yes, just the list, so we just have it at the ready.
Okay.
Just walk in and be like, who owns this place?
That's
Who
what
owns
I'm
this
gonna do.
place and where are you
That's totally
from?
what I'm gonna do.
They're gonna be like, Connecticut. Not cool.
Oh,
I am
cool.
not going to volunteer to be the white person that does
That's
that.
That's why then we should do that.
You're right. Thank
It's
you.
a delicate situation.
It sure is. It sure is. I
Our
have foot and
intentions
mouth
are good,
disease.
so-
It's like, who's asking?
Right,
Who's
right.
asking?
Yeah, exactly right. We're like, let's get the police involved. This will be fun.
Or maybe
Representation is
we
walking.
can pass out invitations to, to the businesses.
Oh, like to get in touch with us?
Yeah, like if you're interested in
Oh,
having your business
that's a
featured.
good idea. That's a good idea. Hey, I'm here
Excuse
to
by
pick up some.
stationery. I love
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, I'm here to pick up some carryout. By the way, I'm involved in the advisory committee.
Not that I want a discount.
Not that I want to
No.
discount or that I'm going to ask you any personal questions, but that's a great idea, Derek.
While we're sort of talking about it, do we have any Jewish-owned businesses in Norwood?
I don't know, but one half of my family is Jewish. I will check in with them and then we'll see what we've got.
I feel like some of these things, like Teacher Appreciation Day, we can get rid of that. I mean, I love teachers. Like, my husband's a teacher, I love teachers,
Also,
get
it's
rid of
a
that.
day.
It's a school board.
Mother's Day, get rid of that. Armed Forces Day, that's, again, I love our,
6:50.
okay.
Just saying, all
No,
I've left is
no.
other business and public comment.
There's no one
That's right. We'll touch, do we have other business or can we just keep going with the calendar?
here. We need to go on the calendar,
Okay, that's fine. 10 minutes on the calendar.
okay. One thing I have, so this is towards August, National Night Out. So we have a new police chief, Chief Sumner has just been sworn in. And we're gonna have a meeting in the next few weeks, and one of the things I wanna talk to him about is doing a National Night Out here in Norwood. If you don't know what National Night Out is, okay. National Night Out is a police community event, where it's really, really big in Cincinnati, and many neighborhoods do it, and they have like cookouts and it's sort of like a block party with the police. It's to get the community engagement is the theme. And I would love for Norwood to participate in that. There's not a fee, so it's like a franchise thing, the National Night Out. So you have to be a member to use their marketing, their logos and stuff, but my understanding is that it's all free. So I just need to make sure that that's something that the police have the time and the energy and the interest in doing, but I would love to do that. So that would be August, usually I think it's August 1st.
Is it like Take Back the Night? Or Take Back
No.
the Night is
That's,
female
That's
specific?
women,
that's
yeah,
for like
women
sexual
violence.
assault.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, National Night Out is, first Tuesday in August, sorry. The best way to build a safer community is to know your neighbors and surroundings. It's an annual community building campaign.
Are the police are Norwood police, do the majority of them, or any of them live here in Norwood?
Some do. It used to be a requirement, but it's
Mhm.
no longer, it's not been a requirement for a long time.
Mhm.
A lot of them don't.
Mhm.
But I don't know the percentage.
Chief has to live here? Is that a requirement?
Excuse me.
No, I think, I know the safety service director has to live here. And well, the mayor has to live here.
Mhm.
All the elected people.
Oh, right, that doesn't make sense.
But firefighters and police don't.
Okay, got it.
Is the safety service director the only one who has to live there?
I think so. I mean, the law director, but he's elected.
Yeah.
So.
So that is something that I would like to do, because that is all community and bringing people together, and of course that impacts, racial minorities the most. So I would like to do that. My fantasy would be, that would be a big event at Victory Park.
Yeah.
That would be my fantasy.
And we have time then?
We got
Plan it. And another piece that is on our newly formed minutes is, minutes, like I'm assuming this is approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. So maybe going forward, just touch base with the minutes before, and then I can say, everybody here say aye, or
Yeah.
any changes to the minutes, things like that. Just to make us so formal.
Yes, it is. We should probably print out all the previous ones to make sure. I think they wanna have them uploaded, but I don't know anyone else that does that.
If slash when you talk to Melissa.
Yeah.
Just please say thank you, that was
Oh, I
very,
will. Yeah, that was
very
amazing.
helpful.
The Hispanic Heritage Festival, we picked a day, which would be the day after the International Art Show, which is October, sorry, getting there. And I've already spoken with Jocelyn with Norwood Nutrition, and that works for her. Sorry, it's just, I go week by week.
It's Hispanic Heritage event.
The Hispanic Heritage Festival. So the art show's on Saturday the 16th, and we're gonna do the festival on Sunday the 17th of September.
September, October.
October.
September.
Said October, right?
Yeah.
I did, I lied.
Just make
So
sure.
Hispanic Heritage Festival
Thank you, Sheree.
goes from September to October.
Yeah.
It's a month, but it bridges because it incorporates some pretty big celebrations in different Hispanic countries.
And what is on the 16th?
The International Art Show, which the Norwood Together, they're a community group. They put it on last year and they're doing it again. And it's a big art show with international artists from all over the country. It's really, really cool. So we'll do the Hispanic Festival the next day. Hopes would be that we'll sort of do the exact same thing we did last time, which would be the food trucks, the art stuff, the bouncy house.
Whose budget is this? Do we have a budget for this?
Everything was donated
Okay.
except for the band. And the band was paid for, we had extra funding from the,
The rec.
yeah, the rec was the lawn, not part
The
of the
events that
lawn.
they had, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
music on the lawn, which was
Whatever.
funding from PLK. And there was some leftover, so we used that. And it was like $500 for the band, so that was not bad at all. And the band was amazing.
That's great.
But everything else was donated. The dancers were free, everyone, the food trucks,
Just people getting together and celebrating.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, I have those notes. 6:57.
all right.
Anybody else? Are we ready to adjourn?
Sweet.
We are.
Wait, let's do what's our agenda for next meeting?
Oh, What's next?
So
Pride, we
we
have
need
to
to
have
do
Pride
Pride.
stuff, so we'll
Oh, that's
get an update about,
And then
the
Marsh
band,
Park.
the flag, yeah, Marsh Park.
Pride,
Probably, see if Virginia Patterson can check back with us Juneteenth.
okay.
Lydia's house, I'm assuming will fall off for now. Yep.
National Night Out,
National Night Out, we'll see the HR update,
Excuse me.
and you probably wanna start working on Hispanic Heritage Month, or whoever,
yep.
just put a bug in the people folks this year who
Mm-hmm.
did whatever last year. And then we can talk about, the last quarter of the year for events,
Mm-hmm.
October, November, December.
Sweet. All right, I got the agenda items for June.
Okay.
Awesome, now we're done.
6:58,
All right, thank you.
thanks y'all.
Thank you.
We are done, Steve.